Hey guys, it's Steve again. How you guys doing? Good afternoon. I had to go online today. I think I'm gonna go online a little bit more because the fact is that there's a wealth of information coming out. I'm getting answers to freedom of information request. I'm getting after my research, I'm doing a lot, and now this is basically in Angelina County. I'm doing a lot of researching, double checking, asking questions, and not getting really much answers or whatever. But I think you guys need to hear this. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to split a screen to where we can see the same thing. Anyway, if you want to have full reference to the video, it's you go to Angelina County, um, Texas, and you click on Angelina County, and it'll actually have the actual commissioner's video that we're going to be referring to today. Um, and this is actually what was actually said during this meeting. I'm not going to go through the entire meeting. I'm just going to go through the highlights because I was floored, and I think if you listen to this and you didn't have the opportunity to go to a commissioners meeting, and you probably don't because the fact is they hold them at 10 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's at work, so you really can't. I got my TV on here, so that's why it's going in and out or whatever. But anyway, I lost my light. I put my generator in my shed, my man cave out there, so I could have some heat. So I took my light. So um, anyway, go back to what I'm saying is that I'm going to take this clip out of here, and this is going to be actually the conversation between the commissioners of Angelina County and our treasurer Jill Brewer. To give you some kind of context, every month we get a update from the county treasurer on um, assets, debts, assets, how much money we got in the bank, all this, what bills we paid, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, it's a treasurer's report basically that's submitted to the commissioners. Now, the reason why I picked this particular spot out is it'll give you some kind of idea what type of people we have working for our county government. Now, for me, it's like if I'm on a an oversight board or something of this nature, I want you to give me the real deal. I want to know the details. I want to know the brass tacks, especially if it's a report that you have to present monthly. It should be up to date. All you got to do is go in and plug in the numbers. Um, so it should be up to date, and you should have full knowledge if you're a treasurer where your money's going, where it's at, the whole 9 yards. Obviously, in this clip, you will see or hear that that's not necessarily the case here in Angelina County. If you're from Angelina County, I can't ask you enough to share this because I think that everybody in Angelina County should have heard this and actually that the download of the video is on Angelina County's website, but a lot of people get too busy to watch it full entirety. Sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's not. The tape and go back and forth. So if you see me or her or whatever, I don't know how that works. Somebody needs to give me a class in computer 101. But anyway, I thought you guys needed to hear this. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just play the audio. Like I said, if you want to catch out the full video and see its or see its entirety, or just want to see this clip to believe it, please do. Okay, let me just flip off of here. Okay, let's go here. Guys, bear with me. Okay, now this is Jill Brewer, our okay. Okay, sorry guys, sorry. You spent a lot of money. No shit, huh? No, not for long. We need to get rid of your ass. Get another piece of paper. We just another sheet, but we don't have the other sheet. And just don't pay bills. Yeah, you don't see me. I don't pay it. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can't listen to any more of that. Okay. Now, uh, here are some points that I want to go over to make sure that we cover those, and so you understand that I this is what I noticed when I looked at the meeting. We had two commissioners. One was laughing at Mr. Walker was laughing his ass off, and I don't blame him. The other guy, then I don't know his name. I don't know him, but the two that it didn't even phase was Pitts, Terry Pitts, and Mr. Kirby. They didn't even see a problem with this, and our county judge basically held up the piece of paper. This means nothing to us. You don't know how much money we have in either general fund. You can make excuses all you want to, but the problem is it's simple math, people. Okay. We have this income, we have this much debt every month. Okay. We got bills due all year. Even I can figure out my checkbook. Okay. I got this much coming in, I got this much going out. I have X amount of dollars left. This is how it's supposed to work. This is where it's supposed to actually, you can trace the money. What we just admitted here is the fact is that she is telling us point blank she can't track the money. She can't track the money, and she's the treasurer of Angelina County. So, in other words, we went from $16 million down to $12 million, and there's no explanation. I think when you are running a company, or I'll even say to households, whether who does the bills or whatever, my wife does the bills, but whoever does the checkbook or whoever may be doing it together, whatever. However, the fact is that it comes down to how much do we make, how much do we owe, how much do we have left, if anything. That is the basic gist of a conversation that you have when you're figuring out your budget monthly. We have to do that. Okay. In order for us to survive, we have to do that. Okay. Second point is okay. Let's say, for example, your cable bill. Okay. They didn't send you a bill this month, or they didn't email you your bill that said it was due. But you know that you've been paying it for years. You know it's due, but because you didn't get an invoice for it, you don't pay it. This is what she did. She didn't get an invoice for it, so she said, "I ain't screw you. I ain't paying you for it." You know it's due. We all know it's due. Due diligence was my wife would call and say, "Hey, you didn't send us a bill this month. What's going on, or whatever?" Did she pick up the phone and call? Did she ask them? Did she ask anybody? She just didn't pay it. Did she have approval from anybody on that commissioner's court to actually not pay that bill? So, as a layman looking into this whole scenario, I've got a treasurer who's choosing which bills to pay, which not bills to pay. I've got a treasurer who's actually making a report that don't make any sense. Talks around in circles about investments and cash and all this. It's very simple. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Every person out there has to figure out their budget, even if you're in business. Especially if you're in business for yourself, you want to know, and you do it every month. You don't even realize it. So now we're supposed to believe that we have a software program that we spent money on, an accounting program that we spent money on, where we plug in numbers and it don't match up. And she's okay with that. She's okay with that. If you notice what she said, well, I can change it back and make it all work. Okay. What have you been doing this whole time? Okay. Why is it not working? Why are we catching this now? How many more months? How many months beforehand has money been floating back and forth? And you can't tell our commissioners where the money's going, where it came from, where it's going. That's your job. Keep tracking the money. That's what we pay you for. To be able to tell us monthly how much money we got in the general fund, how much money we got in the bank, how much money we got to pay bills this next month. After we cover our bills next month, how much we got left over. That kind of dictates how much we spend. But based on this assessment or this report, we don't know. I have an issue with an individual who's just not deciding to pay an invoice, a bill, because they didn't get an invoice for it. If you or I did that on our cable bill, we'd have been charged extra for it. And I bet you $100 we were probably going to be paid extra for it because we were a late fee. We had probably had a late fee on it. I don't know how much money it was, but we got a late fee. So we have an individual who takes it upon itself not to pay a bill and say, well, taxpayers will cover late fee. We'll teach them a lesson. I don't blame the commissioners. I don't blame them for asking questions. I would ask the same questions. Like, well, why don't we have a program that just goes along and makes sense of everything? Commissioners are not accountants. They've been that, and she pointed out, well, y'all been to government accounting school or whatever. It ain't my job. That's what I hired you for. If I needed to do my own damn reports and needed my own, then we wouldn't need you. We wouldn't need you. So for me, this really gets to the part from, and this is an Angelina County thing. And I think everybody is born in Southeast Texas or whatever. You don't mess with my wife. You don't mess with my dog, and you damn sure don't mess with my money. Okay, those are 3 rules. Everything else we can talk about, but those 3 things are just we're not going to talk about that. So when you start messing with the county's money, people should start asking questions. When you have a treasurer who gets up there and says, well, I don't know, that's a good question. You're supposed to have the answers to these questions. That's why you're there. If a commissioner wants to know, okay, well, how much money did we spend in baling wire last year? You should be able to tell. The interest rates and everything we have on our investments, all the CDs are due, and we had to pay those. That was not mentioned. And did we get any money back from our CDs? That was not answered. I hate to think that this is what it is because the fact is that, and we'll go back a little bit, last week, or the last commissioners meeting, Mr. Walker and a couple of other commissioners, I'm not sure who it was, but anyway, they sat down with her and talked to her and said, you know what, you need to speak up. You need not to mumble. We need to get a handle on this accounting business or whatever. They spoke to her and they made suggestions on how that she could actually prepare for her presentation and actually present it to the commissioners, not only just the commissioners, but for we as Joe Blow and Mary Jane can go out and figure it out. We have a system to where, we can kind of track the money. Not that we're going to do it every month, but the fact is that we need to know that there's a system in place to where I don't care. If I was county judge and I needed to go to the treasurer and say, how much money we got in the general fund today? I don't know. That's a good question. So basically what we're saying here is that we have a treasurer who has no idea how much money we've got ingoing, how much we got outgoing. All her answer was, we spent a lot of money. No shit, Sherlock. We, the taxpayers, are footing the bill. We, the taxpayers, are asking our commissioners, our government, to show us where the money is going. Show us how we're spending our money so we can make an educated decision on who we want to vote for and what propositions we want to vote for when we go vote. So, in essence, not being able to produce information on how much money you got in the bank, I can't fathom that. That is basic household business freaking knowledge. Okay. And it should be able to put in a report. I know businesses that monthly, they have to put out a report to show their income, their expenditures, and if they had any investments, whatever. They have to have it done by the end of the year to do their taxes. So they keep it up every month. They have programs that can keep up with it. Why can't ours? And I'm sorry that she made a jab at the commissioners because the fact is, well, you all went to school. You all knew this, whatever. I'm sorry she even had to ask that question because the fact is that, you know what? They're not paid to. Judge Keith Wright, he said the key factor here. He said it. He said, as from an oversight committee or an oversight of our budget, this does me no good. Because you can't tell me where my money's going. You can't tell the public how much money we got in the bank. Here's what's going to blow your mind. 2 years ago, she got up in front of the county commissioner's office and said, well, we're missing $3 million. I've looked, I can't, well, I missed $3 million. I'm missing $3 million. County commissioner's office were like, they were kind of appalled. They're like, well, if they said anything to her, then I don't know. But then the next county commissioner's office the next month, oh, we found the money. We found the money. It's my fault. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. We may find the money. I'm speaking from my perspective because my wife does my bills. And most of all, most people know that I suffer from PTSD and my mind just sometimes it goes, phew. So I do that because it's current and I trust her with that. So it's like, I know, because I can go to my wife any minute and say, how much money I got in the bank, how much money we got in there. Boom. It's not even once a month. She tells me I just need to know. There we go. I even go to the next level and say, okay, I don't even have to ask her what's going out, what's coming in or whatever, because we do a budget and we do reports at every payday. And it says, okay, this is what we got going out. This is what we got coming in. Hopefully we don't have any accidents or anything that comes out of it. But if we do, we've got a reserve to pay for it. I'm beating a dead horse. But we know where our money is going, where it's at. If something does come up, like we had we had a big dog fight here. I don't know, the women got pissed off at Smoke or whatever, so he went off. So he bit Kira's ear pretty bad too. So we had to take her to the vet, and it cost $600. Take her to the vet and get it sewed up. And my dogs are not. People come by my house and say, "Oh, you got some scary looking dogs." They're not scary at all. They don't. They never get out of the yard. But they'll fight each other when they piss each other off. They'll fight each other. But that's not. But we plan for incidentals, and so we know that there's a little extra money that we can have that we don't spend. We're putting it away. We don't spend it just in case for incidentals. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, and maybe I'm making a big deal out of nothing. Maybe I am, and please tell me if I'm right or wrong. But I can't imagine an individual who lives in Angelina County can accept this report and the manner in which it was delivered, the nonchalant attitude of how much money we have in the bank, and all this, because as a treasurer, you work for us, the citizens. You technically you work for the county commissioner's office, but you work for us. We put you in office. So maybe I'm just spitballing here, but for me, okay, if somebody's paying your salary. If I say, I want to know how much money I got in my bank, you better damn sure know how much money I got in the bank. say, for example, I have I'm not going to call my wife secretary, but that's what my wife, she handles the business. So like I can always go to her and say, hey, how much money we got in the bank? Can I afford this? Can I do this? But we know how much money we got, and we know how much money we got coming in. So, and if you'll notice, the amount of money we have had coming in has been less every month. We are making less money, and we're still spending at the level that we were, and we're making less money doing so. It's not a good idea. I don't know. I mean, maybe call me crazy. Anyway, I left the link in the bottom of this, and I don't know how many people's going to watch it or whatever, but I'm publishing this on the web because this is just too freaking funny to this is just too freaking funny not to pass up. But it's not funny to me because the fact is that these the whole world's a circus, and in this particular report, she's the only clown, and she had an attitude about telling these individuals as if it was their fault that they had done something. She even stated, "Well, let me go do it the old way. The old way worked, always worked, because it has been that way forever." If you heard her say that, it's been that way forever. So yeah, now all of a sudden the correct way of doing it is been negated because the fact is they've been doing it the way they wanted to do it they've been doing it the way they want to do it in the past. And now it's costing us money because the fact is that they're having to own up and actually state and actually show how much money that they actually are having incoming, outgoing, expenditures, whatever. And the fact is they can't do it. They can't do it. They can't cook the books anymore. And they can't actually keep saying they've got this money in there and they don't have the money in there, and that these reports are supposed to tell them when to cut back. 16 million down to 12 million. I'd be asking some questions, wouldn't you? Hopefully we will. Hopefully Angelina County will start asking questions. People will get on to me and they say, well, you're always bitching and complaining about. No, I don't mean to bitch and complain. I'm just finding discrepancies to where it's costing us money that you and I don't have, money that we could actually have to buy milk or buy an extra Christmas present for our kids. These people are robbing us blind and putting out fake reports, and they don't know. These are the people who are in charge of your money, in charge of the decision-making processes and these things. And it's coming down to the fact is that here's where we're starting to realize that it's costing us money to keep these individuals in office. It's costing us money because we're not asking questions. Where's this money going? Because if we do, then we're an outsider. If we do, well, this is the way we get. Well, this is the way we always done it. Well, just because we've always done it that way doesn't make it right, and it doesn't balance the checkbook, and it doesn't pay the bills. We got a $16 million loan we're taking out for the jail. $16 million. Can we afford it? Can we afford the payment? Has anybody checked? And we got 16 million going out for the jail, but however, the fact is we can't get any loans just to actually fix our roads. Do you see where I'm going with people? I don't know if you watch my videos. I don't care. It doesn't make any difference, but just pay attention. Pay attention to what they're doing, because the fact is that whenever you're short at the end of the month, $20, $30, $40 short at the end of the month, when you got to get to work on Monday and you're like, oh, this is going to be a hell of a week. I got to figure out something to do, sell some chickens or something. But realize that $40 that you just actually had to pay off in taxes, where did it go? I want to know where my money's going. I want a treasurer says, you know what? This is how much money we got. It's how much, because the fact is that's part of my money, part of your money. I think we deserve a better answer than that's a good question. Just the pure, what I'm looking for the word, just the pure audacity and the contempt that that she has in her voice? That's a good question. I know some guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's like, you better have my money. You better have my money. Where is my money? That's what, where's my money? How are you spending my money? That's it. Don't mess with my wife. You don't mess with my dogs. You don't mess with my cash. Because that right there, we're going to actually go to war over. Because the fact is, that's bullshit. Sorry, excuse my language. I don't know, but I had to use that word because that's tore up from the floor up. And they put this information out there just for us to choke on it and swallow. And say, well, they know what they're doing. Obviously not. Not with a video like this. Not with a commissioner's court that ran like this. So just think, in closing, right now, after you watch this video, and you go back and you'll probably watch this appears like in the middle, so I don't get the timestamp on it. But anyway, when you go back and you watch this and show your friends and to their friends or whatever, keep in mind, that's your money. That's your money, and they don't know where it's at. Imagine if somebody, say for example, your bank account was $400 short. You'd be finding out where your money is, or you want to know what the hell happened to your money. We should have the same attitude about these people because they're robbing us blind, and they're saying all these fancy terms or whatever, and it comes down to, that's a good question. The total audacity and just the total contempt with that statement or whatever, everybody is going to catch. And I hope people will replay this. I hope people will respond to this. I hope they will replay it. I hope that people will, because I'm going straight to the internet with this. I'm going straight with the internet with this. After everything that we've got going on in our county or whatever, we've got to make this known because we're going to need some help. We need some help from state officials to come in. If you notice, the commissioner's office, the only reason we caught this is because the commissioner's office asked for an audit. They asked for an audit. And the reason why they did so was because the fact is, you know what, they suspected something was going on, so they needed to audit this money. And this is what we come out with. Because the auditor had different figures. And the auditors found something is wrong here. For these many years, or for 2 years in a row for them to start, 1 year and then one, anyway, for a pattern of money just to keep disappearing, $4 million here, $3 million there, pretty soon that starts adding up to some money, don't it? So I know this ran long. I'm sorry. You guys don't like to watch my videos that much. But anyway, I'm going public with this. I'm going out with it, and I'm going to go straight to the internet. I mean, I'm not talking about Facebook. I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm going straight to the internet to where it's going to be posted. And you can actually see this video and hear this video. Not only you, because if we can't do anything about it, then you know what? There's going to be outside agencies that are starting to look at this. And they're going to start noticing the pattern of how Angelina County does business. And they're going to come in here and swoop down with God's right hand and say no more. But this has got to get out. And these type of issues have got to get out. Just a quick note. Do note that, you know what? Hey, we got some lawsuits filed. Janet Castles is on the hot seat. We'll see what the judge decides to see if she's going to actually be remaining in power or not. And also the fact is that we've got 2 more lawsuits that are coming up for the conditions in our jail. We got a 3rd one that's working right now because the fact is that we're trying to get the video, and we put in a request to the Attorney General's office. Kerry Kirby said he actually has done that. He hasn't done that. So it's been over 45 days. So we've actually asked for a response from the county Attorney General's office. And keep in mind, Mr. Preston Lee Hayes, who is currently in our jail for over 806 days now with a mental problem that they refused to get him evaluated for, even though the judge said he's mentally incompetent to stand trial. He's still being held in solitary confinement. And they will not let the jail will not let psychological personnel or mental professionals go in and do an evaluation on him and see if he's actually getting better, if he's getting worse because of his conditions. So that's another question we need to ask, whatever. So I'm starting to get more information in from some of the things that I've been asking and things, whatever. And just so you know, I don't deal with the county anymore. I go straight. I, I don't put up with that. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't put up with that. I go directly to the attorney general, directly to my state representatives. I go directly to the agencies that are set in place to actually audit, to take notice, to take a look at this. Because if you, and here's a note, if you start asking questions and you start wanting to know why, how come, show me, where's it say so, these kind of questions, then you're going to find the next thing you're going to do is just going to find an intimidation. You're going to find the sheriff walk into the room. You're going to walk two more sheriffs. They're going to take you. They're going to take you in. And they're going to take you in because the fact is they're going to get you for disturbing peace, blah, 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 whatever. But the fact of the matter is by the time you get into jail, they're going to have resisting arrest. They're going to have all these charges against you because you were just actually exercising your rights. So don't cause a big stink to these people. Let them know what you're doing. Let them know and take it to the proper authorities that will actually do an investigation and actually look at it. The people I having questions who I don't contact is DPS and the Texas Rangers. They have been going through all our investigations and they've just been rubber stamping them. The Smallwood case is still open. It's still alive, even though Sheriff Selman says that there's no indictment. Well, because they haven't done the final report yet, dumbass. So anyway, we're still looking at that, and we're still looking at issues that come up. If you have any issues that you're currently getting with, or anybody else, please reach out to me. I'm on Facebook under Steve Dubose, and I will help you point you in the right direction, or I will get you to where you can actually voice a complaint and not have any repercussions put on you. This is what we have needed in Angelina County, because every time somebody speaks out or whatever, they get gaslighted. They get a message from the government, and you're put on the skyline, and anything you do is watched, edited, the whole 9 yards. So, like I said, I don't deal with them anymore. I go straight to the agencies or whatever, and this is what I suggest that you do to keep out of trouble around here. That is something that you have to be aware of, because the fact is, the more you raise a stink, the more you ask questions, the more you speak out, then they're going to be on your rear bumper or pulling you over something or responding to something or whatever. Because here's what they'll say: well, somebody called. Who the hell called? Who called? Well, we got an anonymous phone call. Well, okay, who the hell called? Do you have a complaint? Who the hell called? Anonymous? Okay, who's that? There's many tricks of the trade that they actually use, and if you keep up with my channel, I'll post things. I'll post some of the things that the cops do automatically to trap you, and there's no reason for it. There's no reason for law enforcement to step on people's rights just to get an arrest. But anyway, I'm spitballing. Anyway, hope you watch this video. Like I said, it's on Angelina County. Go back, rewatch it again, and share with your friends. Share this video too. You don't have to like it, but share it so people are informed. That's all I ask. You ain't gotta like me, but hell, keep information close to you, because the fact is someday you might need it. You guys be good, be careful, keep your powder dry. I'm out.